memorandum of understanding.
Education, public health,
A national change in drug policy.
A pioneer, an expert, a lawyer, an advisor, a husband, a father, a brother, a son. As a product of the segregated South, hailing from Petersburg, Virginia, Clyde E. Bailey Sr. had a strong sense of purpose. With a personal commitment of service to his community, he has attained an extraordinary record of academic and professional achievements dedicated to the advancement of people of color, particularly the underserved. Mr. Bailey's passion for civic duty was perpetuated by providing effective counsel to numerous organizations and entities. The former president of the National Bar Association was devoted to making a difference in the lives of others.
I believe there is a real need for the National Bar Association to focus on its noble mission of protecting the civil and political rights of all citizens of the United States. On the behalf of the nearly 30,000 African American men and women comprising the National Bar Association, I most honorably extend greetings to those of the distinguished people on the dais and all of you who have assembled here today to commemorate the 1963 March on Washington.
Having addressed a multitude of audiences, some numbering in the thousands, Clyde E. Bailey Sr. made it a point to tackle the issue of diversity.
We developed an NBA diversity class and then directed it to over 200 major corporations and majority law firms.
With a commitment to personal and professional advancement, Clyde E. Bailey Sr. was diligent in spearheading initiatives with the common goal of unifying diverse organizations.
I authored a joint resolution aimed at unifying the bar associations of color around common interests, including human rights, capacity building, and shared resources.
Mr. Bailey had substantial international connections, which include meetings with the U.S. Ambassador to Italy and frequent travel to South Africa to meet with the Minister of Justice for the purpose of international coalition building. As co-founder of the International Association of Lawyers in the African Diaspora, he not only provided support and services to America, but was equally dedicated to addressing foreign matters in various countries.
Over 40 NBA members and friends attended our 2004 International Affiliate meeting, marked by memorable meetings with heads of state and traditional African kingdoms, Bar Association, members of the judiciary, and lawyers in Johannesburg, Botswana, the Royal Bafokeng Kingdom, and Zimbabwe.
Recently, a broad range of African American organizations came to the nation's capital to sign a memorandum of understanding, kicking off a joint effort to address the chronic problem of drug abuse in this country. Combating drug abuse with a multidimensional drug policy would help us build a more perfect union.
While serving as president of the National Bar Association, Clyde E. Bailey Sr. was the founder and co-chairman of the National African American Drug Policy Coalition.
This nation's drug policies, from the East Coast to the West Coast and from the North Coast to the South Coast, has been a woeful failure. Well, the problem is that we spend more money on penal institutions than we spend on kids in college. We, therefore, formed a task force headed by Judge Arthur Burnett to look at exactly how the National Bar Association could effectuate some change in these failed drug policies.
NAADPC, a coalition of 23 preeminent African American professional organizations. Over 250,000 members of these organizations have united to use their respective expertise to provoke change in drug policies, which are having a disparate and devastating impact on the African American community.
There are several major objectives of our drug policy reform, which include shifting public resources into education,
prevention, treatment, and research programs that that have proven to be effective in reducing drug abuse. Also, providing substance abuse treatment upon request is another objective of our drug policy reform. Furthermore, providing enrichment opportunities and comprehensive health education to youth as a means of preventing drug use and certainly the potentially harmful effects or behaviors that result from that drug use. And finally, restoring equity and balance to the criminal justice system by addressing the disproportional adverse effect of drug law enforcement on ethnic minorities and particularly the poor. I'm clearly quite impressed that a number of black professional organizations have joined with the National Bar Association, including the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, the National Black Caucus of State Legislators, Howard University Law School, the National Association of Black Sociologists, Black Psychologists, the Black Social Workers, the National Black Dental Association, and the National Association of Black Nurses. All have come together collectively to put all of our energies behind this important and urgent problem affecting our communities.
A teacher, a scientist, a community advocate, a trailblazer, a nobleman, a spokesperson, a mentor, and a friend. Clyde E. Bailey Sr. was all of these and more, and a true civic leader in the spirit of the new millennium. His greatest gift is the impact he had on each of us and on the African American community. His life pursuit of drug policy reform and his mission to provide services to America's undeserved African American community is the foundation upon which the National African American Drug Policy Coalition was formed. Clyde E. Bailey's commitment, dedication, and respect for the dignity and humanity of all people is his legacy. The legacy under which, tonight, we salute 4 outstanding individuals with the Clyde E. Bailey Sr. Memorial Award in recognition of their distinguished contributions to the field of substance abuse.
Proposed legislations
prevent crime,
drug policy reform,